Hey guys, Derek here, and today I want to talk about your shopping blueprint at your grocery store. So you've decided to finally get on track, get some healthy food in your pantry, buy the right foods for your family, get rid of all the crap, and take the next step in getting on track to your health and fitness goals. So one of the key things there is knowing how to shop and how to get those items. So you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, now I want to get on track, but when I go to the grocery store, man, I walk in and it's sheer chaos, especially with the way grocery stores are set up now. They draw you in. The marketing companies have awesome packaging, making you want to buy everything under the sun, and it can be a real challenge to navigate the store effectively. So what I've come up with is a grocery shopping blueprint, and this will help you navigate your local grocery store successfully. And I'm going to give you 6 tips to try to keep in mind when you're shopping. And before we even go to those tips, the very first thing that I've learned, and I tell all my clients right out of the gate, is do not ever go shopping on an empty stomach, because you will inevitably buy all the crap that you're trying to avoid because you're so hungry, and you'll buy too much. And when you're hungry like that, your body craves the things that you probably shouldn't be eating. That's just the way it is, and we all know how that is. So let's go through this and see what we can do here. Tip 1. Stay on the outskirts. So all stores are set up the same, except for like your giant stores like Costco. It's set up a little bit differently. But basically memorize your store. The way that most stores are set up is you walk through the doors and you have your dairy, produce, deli, and bakery all around the outside of the store. So those are your primary areas. So your eggs and your dairy and your produce and fruit and your meats and your baked goods. So most of those items are items that you need to cook yourself, which are the items that you should be getting when you are trying to eat right. You don't want to, you're avoiding at all costs as much prepackaged, processed junk as you can. And that stuff is all in the middle, although you will find some of it in your bakery, but you can avoid that, okay? As it says, this is where you'll find your healthiest options, and this is where you should spend 99% of your time when you shop. The only time you go to the middle is if you need spices and stuff like that, all right, or if there's something specific that you're looking for, okay? So I hope that makes sense. I know it sounds really simple, but next time you go into the grocery store, try it out. If you don't go to the middle, that's where all the pop and chips and cookies and prepackaged crap is. Stay away from that, all right? Tip 2, doing dairy. So you're on the outside of the store. Get to your dairy section. There's some stuff in the dairy section that is a key component to having a healthy lifestyle and eating healthy. So get your calcium and vitamin D from the dairy aisle, okay? Always choose skim if you can, as opposed to whole milk or stuff like that, or full fat varieties, because you're just going to add calories to an eating plan that you're trying to not so much reduce calories, but you're trying to eat balanced, okay? Look for stuff with natural flavors, no artificial colorings. So one of the keys when you're looking at packaging is if you don't recognize the name of one of the ingredients, it's probably artificial. Okay, so if you don't understand what it is, or it doesn't make sense to you, or if you've never heard of it, it's very likely artificial. And products with less ingredients on the package are very likely going to be better for you. The third thing in that one is the way they're listed on the package. The first ingredient in whatever package you buy is what's the highest ingredient in whatever you're buying. So, for example, I just did a huge blog post on Nutella, the chocolate spread, and the first 2 ingredients are sugar and oil in that. So, although people think that it's good for you, it is certainly most certainly not. It's the marketing companies that make you think it is. Okay. Always substitute full-fat cheeses and creams for the skim variety or low-fat variety. Your yogurt's one of the keys that I always tell my clients with yogurt is choose a Greek style yogurt, like a Greek type yogurt that is actually Greek yogurt, because there's a lot of yogurts out there that say they're Greek style or they say Greek on it, but they're not a real Greek yogurt. And the way that you can tell is that they have a very high protein content per serving and low sugar content. You always want to try to buy the plain varieties, because even if you buy yogurt and it has flavoring and it's the Greek yogurt and everything seems really good, it's not going to be, one, it's not probably going to be real flavoring, so not real fruit. Two, your sugar levels go way up, and that's just going to defeat the purpose, right? Okay, so I hope that all makes sense. Tip 3, get the grains. So 100% whole grain bread. So your first ingredient on your bread package should be a whole grain or a sprouted grain. I really like sprouted grain style breads, even though I cut out a lot of bread out of my diet. Most of my clients don't have a lot of bread. If you are going to eat bread, try for the sprouted grain and whole grain varieties. Okay, same with your cereal, rice, and pasta. I mean, honestly, stay away from cereal. It's just crap. Most of it on the market is, and you use it very sparingly. If you're on the go and you just don't have time for anything else, then it's fine. But don't make it a habit. Don't make it the first meal of the day that you break your fast with. All right, rice, you want brown varieties, long grain varieties, not just your basic white rice, because there's not much nutrients in it. And pasta, you want your whole wheat style pasta. You can get gluten-free pasta. Also, one that's not on here that I should have put on here is quinoa. Awesome super grain, okay? So why do you want the grains? You want them because they're rich in fiber, complex carbohydrates. They fill you up, give you your energy throughout the day. If you are going to get a cereal, make sure you get a cereal that is really low in sugar and has at least 4 grams of fiber per serving, okay? Make sure you're looking at the box and it says per serving. You check out the serving, okay? The old standby steel cut oatmeal is awesome, but do not get the prepackaged junk that has like the apples and cinnamon and the brown sugar and all those, you know which ones I'm talking about, that are done in like you add some hot water and they're done in 2 minutes. Because basically the reason that they cook so quickly is they've been stripped of everything. They've supplemented everything with artificial flavors, and it has no nutrients compared to real oatmeal, which takes longer to cook and I know is harder to cook and prepare, but it's the real deal, and it's chock full of fiber and protein and all your good stuff, okay? It's also good for if you have heart conditions, it's good for high cholesterol. It just goes on and on. What real steel cut or even your minute oats, but not your quick easy oatmeal that you just heat up in the microwave. Stay away from that stuff, okay? I hope that makes sense. 4, picking produce. So pick a variety. One of the key things, fresh or frozen. Canned, stay away from canned if you can. Frozen is pretty good because a lot of times when they flash freeze this stuff, they freeze a lot of the nutrients in it. And I've read a few articles where it said that the frozen variety might even have some more added benefit from the freezing for some of the nutrients. I don't have the exact study and I apologize for that, but I have read studies that say that, okay? Mix of colors. So you have to remember, and I say this to all my clients, you want a variety of colors for vegetables and fruit. So each color means that it has a certain phytochemical that or antioxidant property that will help you with your health, okay? So blue does a certain thing, red does a certain thing, orange, okay? So I hope that makes sense. And the best way, instead of trying to figure it all out, and you'll see this a lot on talk shows and crap right now where they're saying, oh, well, we've got this one pill that has raspberry ketones. Well, that's fantastic, except all the ketones in a raspberry are specifically designed by Mother Nature because she's so freaking awesome that she designs that strawberry or raspberry and those ketones to work synergistically with the other ingredients in the berry. So if you strip out that one little attribute, it's not going to do anything for you. So stay away from that other stuff as well, prepackaged or stuff that's put into pill form and supplemental form. Eat the real food. Go organic if at all possible. I mean, there's a lot. I'm doing another blog post on organics and the good and the bad. For fruit and vegetables, organic's always going to be better. It's going to spoil faster, but make sure it's real organic if you're going to do it, okay? It costs a little bit more, but it's really worth it. Let's see, canned fruits and vegetables. We talked about that briefly. Use them sparingly because they usually have high amounts of salts and sugar because that's how they package them. Also, juices. juice is awesome in moderation, but you have to absolutely make sure your best bet's to juice your own. But if you have to get juice, make sure that it's 100% fruit juice or vegetable juice. Don't get the other types, okay, from concentrate or whatever it is. It has to be 100% fruit or vegetable juice. The best bet is to juice your own. But remember, even if you juice your own, that's a ton of calories you're able to down in like a couple minutes, right? When you drink something, it doesn't take you very long to increase your calorie count by drinking 300-400 calories of juice, okay? Hope that makes sense. 5, meat, poultry, and fish. Choose lean cuts. Always try to get the leanest cuts that you can. Take the skin off. Get wild-caught fish, not farmed fish. Farmed fish are really fatty and have a lot of disease and a lot of other stuff going on with them I can't even go into in this. I don't have enough time. Avoid at all costs the processed, pre-sliced deli meats and packaged stuff because it contains a ton of nitrates and nitrates, which are huge cancer-causing agents. Okay. Obviously, tip 6, this is the most important tip, avoid processed food. So, again, just like I said, avoid foods that are made up of more than 5 ingredients that contain artificial ingredients, colors, flavors, sweeteners. Have an ingredient that you've never heard of or can't pronounce. That is absolutely paramount. And you always have to think to yourself, if you have to prepare it, then it's going to be better for you. So if you have to prepare it from scratch, if you have to look up a recipe how to prepare it, it's probably going to be pretty good for you, okay? Hope that makes sense. 6 quick tips on how to navigate your grocery store. And it's not rocket science. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just pick a couple meats for the week, a handful of vegetable types, a handful of fruit types, your carbohydrate source, quinoa or some sort of brown whole wheat pasta, whatever will work for you and your family, and it's that simple. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than that.